Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video of a mountain sunrise. Today we're going to be using a 5x7 panel board, and we're going to be using white, yellow, red, blue, and green. And I'm going to be painting this relatively quickly, meaning that all of my paints are going to be wet while I'm mixing them, and I'm going to be doing this all in one sitting. So the first color that we're going to create is going to be kind of a lighter green, and that's going to be used to outline the shape of the mountains. So I'm just using a small flat brush for this step, and then eventually I switch to an angular brush to get a little bit more precision. So here I'm using the angular brush and just tracing out where I want my mountains to be and just putting in the shape, and there's going to be some rolling hills in the background. So yeah, and you could draw these at any angle that you want. Not using a photo, just my imagination for this, but I am drawing inspiration from a lot of the East Coast mountains that are nearby, so just creating some depth in the background there, and then all of these will be slightly a different shade, which we'll mix up in a minute. And then this is going to be another line up in front, and then eventually we'll draw that line for where our little lake or pond is going to be. So now we're going to make a little bit darker green. So to make your green darker, just add some red and mix that up, and then we'll have a little bit of a darker shade. Add some blue to kind of cool it down, and just mix until you find the right color. So with this color, I'm going to be adding it to one of our mountains, and I'm going to be kind of doing a dotting motion to create texture and the impression that they're tree-covered mountains. So you're not going to want to do a swiping motion, but more of like a patting or dotting motion. And you can see I added some white because the color was a little bit too dark. But yeah. Yeah, just kind of adding more of like texture with your brush strokes. And then we're going to repeat the process for all of our mountains. And we're going to do the lighter colors in the back and darker towards the front. And here we're going to be adding a darker green. So we're just going to be doing the same texture that we did on the last mountain, and just kind of putting that on this one. So I'm using a swiping motion on this mountain, but only to kind of block in, and then I go on top and do that dotting motion to add back in the texture. And for these mountains, if you want to add even more dimension and interest, you can dip directly into your white or your yellow and just add that dotting motion on top, and you'll create a lot of really unique values. Okay, so here my camera cut out and was not recording, I didn't realize it, but all I did was mix up some white, yellow, and like a dot of red to create that orangey yellow color, and then I'm just slowly blending that upwards with a little bit of red and just kind of going darker as I get towards the top and lighter towards the bottom. And then that light blue color that you see, that's going to be used to just kind of like mute down some colors. So I'm going to be using that at the top, just kind of as a little bit of a, yeah, like a little bit of a color shade dimmer, if you will. And then I'm just mixing my colors directly on my board. You can do that too, or you can mix them off to your palette. And then just putting in that blue, and it's going to tone down a lot of the red. So here I'm using the same brush I did for the mountains, but you could easily swap this out for a bit bigger brush to make it a little bit easier. And then in the water, I'm just going to be replicating exactly what I did up top and creating the reflection. So this is just going to be the water, and then we'll go and add details later and shadows, so, or not shadows, reflections. Yeah, and if your paints are not dry, which I don't think mine are, yeah, just be careful along the edge with the green, because you don't want to pull that into the water. So here I'm going to be creating a darker purple shadow color, and I'm going to be adding in some details with my same brush. So yep, I'm just going to be going in and creating little wave details. You don't have to add in this stuff if you like it as is, or you can add in the waves, so up to you, but I chose to add in a little bit of some like ripples, and yeah, just add these. It takes a little bit of time, but I think it looks really pretty and adds to the water. And now here I'm going to be adding in the reflection of the mountains, so I'm just going to be taking a little bit of green and then blending that along the mountain line, and then we'll blend it even more with some of the watercolor. So you can see I'm taking a little bit of yellow to kind of help that transition. And this is the final step. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial of a mountain sunrise on a 5x7 panel. Had a lot of fun creating it. It was something that was kind of quick and easy, and I think anyone can do. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as well as what you want to see from me next. As always, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.